I was open to, even if it's to start all over again. I got 2 interviews, one with Deloitte, one with Barclays Bank. Got to a stage and the guy was like, why did I apply for this role? He said, because you are over-experienced for this role. Yes, I mean, I'll be overqualified for the role. I just got to UK 2 weeks ago and I'm willing to start my career all over again.
The desire to start from scratch is never an easy one, especially when you've spent over 15 years building a career in banking and fintech. But for Tayo, it was actually a challenge he was willing to embrace.
Nothing happens to anybody by chance. It's either you are ready for it or you are not ready for it. Within the same organization, between the first job I got with them and the one I'm doing now, I applied for 27 other roles that I didn't get.
Now, 2 years down the line, Tayo's hard work has paid off. He has risen to a managerial role in a financial services company with a market value of over $90 billion. How did he do it?
So why should I not take it? Just 18 months down the line, I've been able to get a manager role. If I've not gone down that low, probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to be able to interview for that manager role. A lot of people find it difficult to say they want to discount those number of years of experience.
This story is not just to inspire, but to remind us all that with grit, anything is possible.
I was just like, any role, as long as it's in line with what I was doing before, to start all over again, it's not going to be a problem.
This is the story of Tayo on how I got here.
The journey has been interesting, to be sincere with you, and a bit challenging. While I was in Nigeria, I worked within the financial industry, banking to be precise, and a bit of fintech. I started my career in the bank as an operations staff, a teller, and I moved to marketing. And along the line, with the space of 2 years, I moved to IT, right? But while I was doing all that, while I was in the operations and in marketing, when I see communications coming out about products in the bank, then I used to read about it a lot. And those were some of the things that helped me. And I've always been around project management, business analysis, and product management. So at some point, I was the head of the project management office of a merchant bank in Nigeria, and at the same time, acting CIO. Then when I left that, I also was the chief operating officer of a fintech company. That was the last role I did in Nigeria. But for me, to me, it's all these things are tied to. As long as I can get the kind of job I wanted, no matter what level it is, and the salary is not bad, it's meeting my needs. To start all over again, it's not going to be a problem. And that's why I was determined to say I'm ready to start all over again. The idea of relocating actually started around 2013. Then I had changed job and I was working with a company that seconded me to go and set up our office in Ghana. Yes, I was like the MD in Ghana, reporting to the group MD in Nigeria. Even aside that, there were roles I took after that role. That was late 2019. This relocation, I don't want to go to UK and go and do anyhow job. I want to still be able to get something in line with my current career, even though it may not be at the level I was, because I was already at C level. I was not adamant on saying that I want to stay on the C-level role. I was just like, any role, as long as it's in line with what I was doing before, and
you can see the
career growth, career progression there, that's fine for me. When you're already at the level of overseeing people, or you feel you're already at a C level, a lot of people find it difficult to say they want to discount those number of years of experience. I started looking for how to apply. So what I did on LinkedIn was change my location. When we got the visa, my wife just said, why don't I change my LinkedIn location to where we are going to, which is Stirling, Scotland. I did that. The funniest thing is I got two interviews, one with Deloitte, one with Barclays Bank. But when both of them called me, the recruiters, when they called me for interview, both of them said the same thing, that you said you are in Stirling, Scotland, but the number they are calling is an international number. So what's happening? So I had to tell them that, okay, I'm currently based in Nigeria, but I will be in Scotland in a month's time. So they just said, you could see I could read their tone and their body language on the call. So I knew I may not get the feedback from them. So that discouraged me and I just stopped applying. When I got those 2 interviews and I saw the body language, the reason why I even stopped is because I didn't want to jeopardize my opportunity that most people will now be calling me. So the current job I'm doing now, I saw it like 2 days or 3 days before we left Nigeria. But because I said, okay, let me just get there. We'll continue this application thing. So I did apply. Yeah. I just had this mindset to say, okay, because I still want to work in a corporate environment. Yeah. Much of the jobs I was searching for were in the corporate environment, even down to customer service job. I was that determined to start from scratch. Okay. But I have this mentality that it's easier for me even if I'm doing customer service with a corporate environment, I can see an internal role that suits my previous experience and apply as an internal staff. Yeah. So for me, it's about people not willing to discount those number of years or the qualifications or the experience or the level they believe they've attained. And you just feel that, no, I want to insist until I get that role. Like I said, to me, it's immaterial. As long as I have a good job in the corporate environment I want, I'm doing what I love to do, and it's paying the bills. Why not?
It wasn't just a move to a new country, it was a move to a new reality as well. One where his experience mattered, but his journey had to begin again. Of course, he didn't just wait for opportunities, he created them. He didn't just adapt to his new environment, he thrived in it. Tayo's journey is more than just a career transition. It's a story of courage, determination, and the belief that starting over doesn't necessarily mean from zero. It means taking everything you've learned and every lesson you've earned and using it to build something new.
I applied for close to like 6 customer service roles, and the funniest thing is I got all of them. But you know, when I applied for Satanda's own, they came back like 2 days after my application, and the recruiter engaged me and we started talking about the role and what the salary is. I thought they were not going to call me back because of that conversation. And like 2 days after, I got a mail from her that they're going to schedule me for an interview. I'll get my interview question and all that. Wow. There's something I did before we left Nigeria. There was one guy that was my primary school mate. So he introduced me to a mentorship program. And those guys said they're going to collect £2,200. And I was like,
oh yeah?
Are these guys for real? So I enrolled with them before we even left Nigeria. I know that having network is very, very important. And that's one of the reasons why I even agreed to do that mentorship program, even though it's going to cost us so much. So when my job people now scheduled me for interview, and they sent the interview question to me, the night of the day they sent the question, I was doing my class, my mentorship class. And as the guy was just taking us that class, so he was talking about solution evaluation on that business analysis. And I just remember that, wait, one of the questions they asked, this is the answer, solution evaluation is the answer to it. And I quickly, because I was on my laptop, I quickly went to the question and I looked at all of them and I said, wait, you can answer all these questions now. Why were you scared? What I'm saying in essence is, you can't leave anything to chance. You have to be ready, you have to be prepared. And preparation is not just only studying things or this. There may times you have to pay for some things. So even part of the mentorship program I said I paid for, if I never attended that class that evening, and they talked about solution evaluation, I may not remember or I may not know, and it may not be, I wouldn't have been able to get the answer to the interview question I went for. So he got to a stage and the guy was like, why did I apply for this role? He said, because you are over-experienced for this role. Yes, I may be overqualified for the role, but I just got to UK 2 weeks ago and I'm willing to start my career all over again. So why should I not take it? Irrespective of whether it is first level, second level, or third level. I said, I don't mind. I'm ready to start all over again. They came back and they gave me the offer. Just 18 months down the line, I've been able to get a manager role, right? I started in the same organization. If I've not gone down that low or decided to get the first job I got, I probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to be able to interview for that manager role. And within the same organization, between the first job I got with them and the one I'm doing now, I applied for 27 other roles, other job openings that I didn't get. 27 different roles, and I didn't get any one of them. There were periods I was frustrated. There were periods I was tired. There were periods I was like, am I good enough for this job, right? But I kept going. I kept pushing. When they come back to give you the feedback that they are not selecting you, they find it difficult to tell you the reason why they are not selecting. To be sincere with me, that if the person that they finally selected didn't apply for that job, is me they would have selected. And I had to ask them, so what did the person do? Because it's also scenario-based question, interview. What did the person do that he did not do? What did he say the competency that? And the guy said, to be honest, there's nothing he would have expected me to have said or to have done that I didn't do. When I started applying and I started reaching out to my friends and I shared my CV, that is when some of them started saying, this your CV will not get you a job in UK. That they don't write CV like this here.
Now, definitely, the job market was competitive and the systems were different, but Tayo didn't let the challenges to define him, but instead, he leaned into his strength, networking, community, and his curiosity. Of course, he attended industry events, joined professional groups, and connected with people who shared his passion for finance and innovation. He credits his success to three things: faith, leveraging his network, and immersing himself in a community that shares his passion and willingness to grow and develop.
Having a network is very, very important. You cannot be an island anywhere. So having a network, especially when you are coming to a country that you are not used to, it's very, very important for you. You have the community of people to rely on. As a Christian, I know that even when God wants to help you, it's not that it's going to come from heaven on its own, and it's probably going to come through a medium or human beings or something. And even the identifying with a church, I was able to meet some professionals there that are also in line with what I'm doing. And some of them have been here longer than myself. So they also give tips, and some of them are even ready to collaborate, right? So nothing happens to anybody by chance. It's either you are ready for it or you are not ready for it. What people call luck is what I call, if I want to use the word, maybe grace, because that's what I use the God factor to say, God order our steps. When the grace is there, you are not prepared. Yeah, you understand? So yeah, it's just it. So you have to have a vision for yourself, because at the end of the day, when I finish my career and I'm tired of working for somebody, what do I want to do? I probably want to go into consulting. And with all this skill set I'm putting together and finally doing GRC, to go into consulting will be difficult for me. So it will be something that will be easier, right? And that's why, so you can see my long-term vision. My long-term vision is to own a consulting firm at the end of the day. And that's why I'm doing things that will be useful for me when I get to that level to have my own consultancy firm.
And that's it, guys, on this particular episode of How I Got Here, where we'll continue to share stories that inform, inspire, and educate. Do not forget to smash the subscribe button, like our video, share our video, and drop your thoughts in the comment section. On this very next episode, do not forget to stay safe. Have a good one, guys. Cheers.